What's up, guys? Got a cool video today. Today I'm installing my RPM blow-off valve. Literally just came in the mail. It's going to be for the Can-Am base, 120, 135 horsepower bases. They do make one for the 200 horsepower, but this is what I got. So we're going to do that. I'll do some test ride videos and maybe sprinkle in some videos of us riding in the dunes also. So just by first look, this stuff is nice. Super, super nice, high quality stuff. All these trinkets in here. They gave me some stickers. They gave me a little like pretend blow-off valve keychain deal, and then all the parts. So we're gonna get into it. We got some extra springs, a rebuild kit, things like that. We're gonna get into it and get installing. So real quick, I just want to preface this. RPM has a great install video. That's what I watched to do this. But if you don't want to go to that video, I can just tell you. So first things first, you're gonna take off the intake cover and then the cover right here for your intercooler or your intercooler dummy plate. You got two 10 millimeter, I can't talk, two 10 millimeter bolts right here. That'll take off the cover. If you guys haven't taken these off before, they're just rubber grommets right here. And you just pop them up real nice on each side. They have, I'll come over here and show you. This is where I put them in the razor. They have little kind of finger marks so you know where to pry it first. They are a little difficult at first if you haven't popped them off in a while. Just be real nice with them. They're rubber. The rubber sticks to the plastic. So we'll kind of continue on. So I'm going to use this. You can use that if you want, but this one will work real nice because I'm lazy. Just pull both sides out. And we'll move on to the next thing. All right, next step here, we're gonna take off this engine axis cover. Same thing, it just pops off with rubber grommets. We'll have two 10 millimeters on this side holding that shroud in as well. All right, just like that, we got one of them here. I'm gonna have to get an extension. But then you also got another one right over there. So we're gonna pop those off. Back in business. Make sure it doesn't drop out into the engine bay. That'd be not fun to find. Just gonna set that right up there. And I'm gonna need a different impact to get to that one since it's a little tight in there and that's a little long. So I'm actually just gonna use the ratchet. Why not? All right, back over here. I'll update when I get the wrench on the bolt. All right, we are on this bolt. I would recommend a smaller ratchet as well. Get a little guy because this is kind of hard, but I got it loose enough. I can move that guy. And now I'm just gonna loosen up with my hands. All right, I'm setting both bolts right there. Now all four of those bolts are out. Just gonna push that guy up. Man, there's a lot of dirt still in there. That's crazy. If you look at this thing is so clean. But still in the crevices, there is all that nasty dirt. Enjoy this little commercial break while I vacuum up all that dirt above my engine and enjoy some clips of us riding in the sand dunes in Weiser, Idaho. All right, hope you guys enjoyed those clips. I got all that stuff vacuumed out. This really likes to hold dirt and mud and things like that, despite how clean you get the rest of the car. So that's looking good. Now we're gonna take off this tube right here. There's your little turb ski. We're gonna take off that clamp and then the one down there, and we'll start installing the RPM one. Let me do that real quick. All right, guys, both clamps are loose. I'm just gonna kind of pry this guy off right there. And do the same thing throttle body side if I can from up here. There we go. Just like that. So RPM says you're going to reuse your stock clamps. So take those off. This is kind of cool. When you put your clamps on the RPM one, at least my OEM has 2 lines where that clamp needs to go in the middle of. So kind of take a look at that and make sure that you put yours on the RPM just the same. So we'll get that going. All right, guys, thanks for your patience. So we have this installed now. All I did was tighten those clamps, turbo side and throttle body side, and then I threw my blow-off valve on, clamped that there, and then I threw the filter on, clamped that there. So per RPM, allegedly, you don't actually need that filter on. Obviously, we know that everything pushes outwards, nothing comes in, so it's not like it's filtering any air. They described it like a muffler. I didn't like the idea of leaving that open. Maybe I'm crazy, whatever. So I at least took the outer filter off, since I'm not going to be submerging my side-by-side in a lake or anything like that intentionally anyway. So I put that on. I'm going to see how it sounds. If it's really quiet, maybe I'll take it off. They're the experts. I don't like the idea. So now we have this boost reference line right here with a boost reference barb, if you will, and a billet piece that goes into the plenum. The plenum is this intake thing that almost looks like a header, if you're not familiar with it. There's a bolt back here, so those, not those bolts. You're gonna be looking over here. Come from your passenger side. If you have like 2022 and up, I can't speak on anything later or earlier than that. That bolt right there, right next to that sensor, that's where that line's gonna go. So you're gonna put it in right there, attach it. I believe they said it's a T30. Once you do that, that obviously goes in the bolt. This barb will go into the plenum, and then you'll route that line up, cut it to size, because there should be some excess length there, and go from there. So I'll get that done real quick. I'll show you guys. All right, guys, I'm midway through this. I wanted to bring something to light real quick. One, if your plenum's dirty, like this T30 bolt right here, likes to get dirt in it. I took my air compressor and I blew that out first, since that is your intake. This is the barb that comes out, and then that's where your billet piece goes in. Similar setup, that just goes all the way through. Keep in mind when you go to tighten it, this is just a bolt that goes into plastic. Don't ugga-dugga that thing. I might use that to bring it down to surface level, but then I'm gonna use a small wrench to just snug it up. So think about that. I went with this side first, and I'm gonna route this tube up to the blow-off valve. All right, guys, so I got everything bolted down. I ended up going from the plenum. I went up over these lines down here, just so this isn't hanging out no man's land. They gave you 2 zip ties. I put them in between the barbs, if you could see that. That way those things aren't coming off, and we're good to go. So I'm gonna start it up. In theory, I'm not gonna hear anything when I rev it up, because there's really no boost when I rev it up in neutral. We're gonna try it anyway. All right, I'm gonna start it up. I haven't put anything back together yet. Obviously, all the panels are still off. The only thing I have left to do, though, is just put the covers back into the rubber grommets and then put that cover for the lack of intercooler back in place with these 4 bolts. They're up here with me, so I don't lose them. See if we can hear anything. Let it warm up a little bit. It's a little louder without that cover on. Oh, a little bit. Okay. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna get everything back together. I did hear it at idle though, revving it in neutral. I just had to give it a little bit more gas. Some people say they can't hear it. I did. I'm gonna put everything back together, and then we'll do a test ride getting on it a little bit. All right, she's all back together and pretty. I need to move one of the trucks out of the driveway. So while I do that, go and watch some more dune footage. driving through the neighborhood right now. Not gonna get on in the neighborhood, I'll be a nice neighbor. But we're all warmed up, ready to rock. We'll see what she does here in a sec. I do have the RPM mid-pipe cat delete as well, so it's a little louder than stock muffler. When you get on it, it's pretty loud. I don't think I'll ever need an aftermarket muffler because I don't want it any louder. All right, here we go, we're clear. Oh yeah. Sounds good. Little baby. So if I'm just kind of cruising and I let off the gas, not a whole lot, but I get on it, that sounds really good. All right, guys, that's it for this video. Hopefully you liked it. I should have some more content coming. It's just, I really like to drive and ride, and I forget to do the videoing portion when we go out. So I'll try to get more out there. Like and subscribe if you think this stuff's cool, and I'll do more. Thanks, guys.